Last week's workshop on psychological astrology really messed me up, actually.
Hi, you're gorgeous. Are we doing a swimming lesson? Wow, this spring is making me tired. Do you feel the same? I have to tell you what happened last week. Basically, after that session, I got totally carried away. I thought I was gonna figure out my whole birth chart in a day. Personal growth doesn't work like that. It's more of a slower process. Something shifted for me after last week's workshop. It's like a veil lifted a little, and instead of sitting with it, I immediately tried to figure everything out at once. I think I'm starting to see a gap between my values and my automatic behavior. I care a lot about slow living, presence, and actually experiencing life instead of rushing through it. But then I notice that when I get curious about something, especially about myself, I don't really go deeper. I just go wider. And I've realized that this makes me feel scattered because I'm not really processing what I'm learning or living it, I'm just accumulating it. And there's a difference between knowing a lot and actually understanding something deeply enough to explain it, apply it, and let it change you. I started exploring something that is helping me understand myself better and in a new way. And while it's exciting and deeply intriguing, there is also a subtle fear about it in how accurate and revealing it feels. It feels like I am slowly lifting the veil, and the more I see, the more I want to understand. Workshop really opened my eyes to this problem of mine. I am a scattered information gatherer. So I thought learning more and exploring and gathering information was good for me, and that there was nothing wrong with it.
I went to the library, I got all the books I could get my hands on, and I started researching, reading, Googling, writing notes. I mean, I absolutely went to town. Hours passed.
Until I realized that I haven't even eaten yet, I barely had something to drink, and my brain was just mush after it. And then
I I switched on my self-awareness again, and I realized how how annoying I am, actually.
I realized that's my whole problem. I forgot even that I had a life outside of this information. This is me, typically. I get curious and obsessed. I want to know everything all at once. And then I end up confused and kind of overwhelmed and not really knowing what to do with all this information I just gathered.
And this made me think because our first workshop was about the sun in astrology chart. All my life I believe that whatever sun sign I was born into, this is who I am, this is what defines me, these are my traits, these are my skills. But it turns out that
Sun sign isn't just your personality label. The sun in astrology is something that we are becoming throughout our lives. It's our potential. It's not just given. It's something that we are supposed to be the best at if you focus and do the work. This piece of information made me ask the right question finally. So I went to Google and the results were surprisingly accurate. If you're serious about your personal growth journey and development, just go Google what is your sun sign supposed to learn and accomplish in this lifetime to live your purpose. I think that's a good way to start your personal growth development. It's gonna give you a pretty good direction to start with. So, lesson learned, I have to slow down. I need to be patient and I need to trust the process, I guess. Um, I've been trying to fall in love with the process for a while now, and the pattern that I was repeating actually hindered me in so many ways. Let's do some art now. I talk a lot about slowing down, being present, trusting the process, and all. And I think this was just another moment where I saw how far my actions can drift from that without me even noticing. I can see now how easy it is for me to hide in learning, to feel like I'm moving forward when I'm actually just avoiding being where I am. So I'm not trying to figure it all out anymore. I'm just trying to stay with it, even when it's slower and when it's unclear. I always thought I was just curious, but I'm starting to see that there's a difference between curiosity and constantly collecting information. Because I don't really go deeper into things, I go wider. And the more I do that, the more disconnected I feel from what I'm actually learning. And I think that's when it clicked for me. I've been trying to rush something that isn't meant to be rushed. I'm starting to realize that understanding something and actually living it are two completely different things. Maybe I don't need more information about myself right now. Maybe I just need more time with what I already know. More space to actually notice how it shows up in my life, instead of constantly trying to figure out what it means. And if you're someone who also feels like you're always trying to understand yourself but never really feels like you're there yet, maybe the question isn't who am I, but what am I actually learning to become over time? I feel like I'm finally becoming. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna go now. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.